Value is what something is worth. Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino of thesalesblog.com, also right here, youtube.com/Iannarino, and author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need. And I want to talk to you about an idea that's confusing to a lot of people, sometimes salespeople, almost always buyers, and it's the difference between price and cost. And they're confused because the value that we sell is really what something is worth, and that's a very different concept. So let me try to give you the best example that I've heard that makes this perfectly clear for people as soon as they hear it, and share with you some ideas about how you should think about it. I was with a young inside salesperson in front of his peers, and I asked him a question about price and cost, and he said this. He said, "Look, I'm too poor to buy cheap stuff." And I said, "Perfect. Now explain to everyone in the room what you mean." And he said, "I have a new wife and we have a small baby, and if I buy a pair of shoes, I need that pair of shoes to last. And when I buy shirts, I need them to last. Because if I buy cheap shoes and cheap shirts, then I'm going to have to rebuy them throughout the year, and we don't have that kind of money in the budget right now." And I immediately understood what he meant, and so did everyone in the room, because it's a pretty simple concept. And what he was saying is that if I make this purchase and it doesn't work out and it doesn't last as long as I need it to, and then I have to make another purchase in the future, then I've actually spent the money twice. So even if it was 10 or 15% lower, it's still going to be 90% higher than what I would have paid had I just paid for what I really needed. And this is an epidemic. And mostly we're responsible for not being good at explaining to our clients what the difference between price and cost is and how to evaluate the value that we create. And I say that because we go out and our competitors make promises and we make promises, and customers have come to expect that they can have better, faster, and cheaper all in one idea, and they can't. Typically, if you want better, you're going to pay more, and if you want faster, you're going to pay more, and if you want cheaper, you're going to make concessions and not get some of those things. So what we have to be prepared to do is to say, my price is 15% higher than some of the other things that you might look at, but my cost is ultimately going to be lower, because you're not going to have to replace this as soon, because it's going to increase your throughput by 35%, because it's going to reduce your labor costs by 22%, because the equipment that I'm installing, the maintenance cost of it is 50% less than any other choice that you might make. And you're going to have to teach your prospective clients how to think about the value that you create and how to weigh these trade-offs. And a lot of times when the value that we create is soft, like labor hours, you have to turn it into something concrete that you can show them, or they won't believe it. But your job in sales is to sell value, not to sell price. And if you want to sell value, you're going to have to explain to your client what's the difference between price and cost. I'm Anthony Iannarino. Hit the subscribe button. This is Every Day.